It is just, I see
but it was just whatever.
whatever.
And then the judge just, because that was the guardian that said that, and the judge just said, oh, well then, he's sentenced to 45 days, arrest him now, put him in county jail 45 days.
No process?
Nothing, no process, nothing. The next month, last month, Michael Moody showed up. And it was, Tom was gonna be sentenced for another, whatever. And because Michael Moody was there, oh, it was interesting how it was all fine. Like, oh, everything looks fine today. We'll even get you some visitation, which hasn't happened. And then that was the end of that last month. Now, today was our thing, and we got everything in order. We gave them everything, but they manipulate it. And then I couldn't believe it. At the end, she said, Tom, you are in contempt of court. I am tired of you not following my orders. 45 days, sentence him now. And Tom was planning on being here. And he's looking at me like,
So the contempt thing is tricky because that's the judge's discretion, but you have complaint forms that you can fill out. And
Hi, my name is Pam Howe, and I'm with, I'm actually representing my mother-in-law, Beverly Howe. She's 91. She lives in Flushing, Michigan, in Genesee County. We've had a situation with the Genesee County Probate Court. My husband and I were taking care of her for the past year. In February, she was court-appointed a guardian who came in, basically stole all of her money, and has isolated the family. We have not been able to see her. We can't call her. We will be arrested if we go anywhere near the house. She has called me, well, she called me once on the cell phone. The caregiver actually called, dialed my number, and she said she didn't have, she wasn't being fed well, she was hungry, she wasn't getting her medications, she wasn't getting to the doctors. The other thing she said was that she locks herself in her bedroom because the caregivers have their boyfriends there every night. So she has black men in her home, and she is the person that was attacked years ago by a black person. So she's terrified every night. The other thing is that she said if this situation doesn't change and if we're not able to go in to help her, she will commit suicide. She will slit her throat and die because she cannot live like this any longer. So we have called the sheriff for wellness visits. We've called Elder Abuse Committee in Genesee County. And they say she has a guardian, she's fine, there's nothing they can do. So she is now going to be losing her VA benefits. They have not paid her Medicare. She's going to lose her Medicare. And there's just nowhere for help. Now what's happening is they're retaliating against our family. So we had a court, we had to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. My husband had to present the judge with documents, which he did. But because they are retaliating against us, they sentenced him to 45 days in jail. And this is the second time. They did this 2 months ago. Sentenced him. They actually sentenced him and said last time they said he stole his mother's car, which was false. But they're making up lies.
it's like the mafia.
And they can arrest me at any time. They can make up a story, come to my home, and arrest me. So the abuse is not only for my mother-in-law, but now it's for our family. So we need help. There should be no retaliation against family members. Regarding the basic rights for families, that would be important because in the courtroom, they said that we were providing great care for my mother-in-law. And in that case, we would have been caregivers and not the guardian. So however you can help us, we would appreciate it. And they're just, as long as they can throw Tom in jail for as long, then he's not going to be here at this meeting. He's not going to be, trying to do all this research.
Yeah, it's a Frankenstein system. They have the judges sitting there, the system.
Here's the thing, we need to get her husband out of jail. I was there and I didn't deserve to be there. So we all know the issue. So that's what I want to ask. We're here because I don't want to have, I'm just really upset. Mr. Teeters, we don't know what to do. How do we get her husband out of jail? Because my husband was there by himself after he watched the cop nail me, twist me around, and then accuse me of a bunch of faces, and the video's missing. But it's okay, it's going to come next Monday. But in the meantime, well, yeah, but here's the thing. Her husband's in jail. Spend a day in jail, and you would be able to freak out like I am.
Well, the thing is, he's a cancer survivor and he needs medication. When he was there last time, when I called the jail, they said, we are so understaffed and there's so many inmates that if you need medicine, you can drop it off, but I don't know when you'll get it. So
No, see.
he will probably die in 45 days.
No.
Because he
We
won't have the
need to
medicine.
get her a police report. How do we get her a police report? You said this is a great. Well, you have to
I mean,
understand.
this was the thing from Jeannie Barkey. We provided all these things, key to the car, because they want to sell the car, they want to sell the house, they want to do all this stuff, provided all these. We figured, okay, we're. Yep.
Is this the one?
That was the one for today. This was the one.
Was fine. She's 87 years old, totally mentally competent. Next thing you know, she had a hole in her stomach, so she had to be taken to Henry Ford for emergency surgery, okay? Unfortunately, I put her in Oakland County to recuperate, okay? Next thing you know, follow the money. 10 days before her Medicaid and Medicare ran out, okay? They filed this petition for conservatorship, okay? And then, okay, the what do you call it, the social worker at this place alleged that my mother's being financially abused. They said numerous people on numerous occasions were coming in and forcing my mother to write checks over to them, okay? In order to have that be true, you have to verify three things. First of all, you have to have somebody in the staff walking by the door and seeing that somebody is being forced to do something. And if that's the case, why didn't they call the police on it the first time it happened? You're just going to walk by the door and say, oh, they're having a hard time today, hope things get better for them. You know, and you didn't go in there and have somebody arrested immediately, okay? It's a ruse. So the next thing you know is they're saying that various people on various occasions forced my mother to write checks over them, okay? Close enough. The fact that the person that's having a check written to them is the one who is the recipient of the money, right? So if that's the case, you have identified them and you know who they are, okay? So in other words, all it takes is an unsubstantiated allegation, okay, to have somebody's entire estate stolen from them. Now, this is a totally fraud, and I just want you to let you know this, okay? Educating judges is one thing. Putting them in jail for organized criminal activity, a repeated pattern of racketeering is another, okay? Because they're absolutely lawless, particularly Judge Kathleen Ryan in the Oakland County Probate Court, okay? Now, and I hear a lot of people sighing in here. Okay, look, what happened was, this petition was filed on July 9th, okay? July 10th, it was granted, okay? The law in the state of Michigan says you cannot appoint a conservator from a foreign county for someone whose state is in primary domicile is in County A, and have a conservator from County B. This guy, John Munger, big criminal, okay, is in Clarkston, and my mother's estate is in Detroit, in Wayne County, okay? They scrawl on the paper that Mrs. Jackson resides in Oakland County. Okay, well, I didn't know that Detroit was in Oakland County, okay? I know three things. This is overreach. Number one, if a judge is elected in one county, this is Michigan law, if a judge is elected in a given territory, okay, if she lives there, then she's supposedly down on her bench, okay? So this woman doesn't even live in Wayne County in the first place, okay? Number two, if you get elected to a judicial position out there in a probate district, okay, you have to have your oath of office on file in the county clerk, okay? She doesn't have her oath of office in file in Wayne County, okay? And number three, something else. There's three laws about her election and her overreach. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, look, I just want to say a thing about the documents I gave you. The books there are 8 different nationwide articles about this as an epidemic, okay? What's in the envelope there relates to my mother's particular situation, and I put up criminal allegations of all these people involved in it. My mother's renounced her state of Michigan citizenship and put it in there specifically because of Judge Ryan's seizure of her estate. So please look at those documents. Thank you.
Actually, I am serving you with a lawful notification letter of acceptance of oath of office, okay? My mother, Rebecca Meyer, was under the sight of David Morowski. I told him in 2016 that they were over-communicating my mom. She fell in a bathroom. She was there for 2 days. The people that were oversighting her told me that they didn't think they were going to be able to get someone out there because it was Christmas. And I had to threaten to call the Grand Rapids Police Department for a welfare check to get someone out there. Thank God she was still alive. From there on, the management of her condition and the oversight was so grossly negligent, he murdered my mom. And he needs to be removed off of the bench. His whole clerk office is incompetent. I filed a petition in August to remove my mother from this situation. They postponed the hearing twice, and then he signed a guardian ad litem named David Kingsman out of Holland, and he stated to me that he was more concerned about his $150 hour report, the charge, him getting paid for that report to the court. He never did it. okay? The court never did anything. My mother died December 24th. I have so much evidence. I have 2 state Laura complaints that confirm neglect and abuse. I had an attorney that helped oversight the petition. He was charged 2 months later with fraud. He will never practice law again because of the situation that happened in this courthouse. He contacted Sue Cook of the oversight for the public guardians. We got walls everywhere. I have an uncle that was out in North Carolina that's been doing first responder for 30 years. He is vetted in the court system. He arranged a medevac flight from North Carolina to here to relieve my mom out of this situation. The guardian would not do nothing. I have text messages that say it was my fault. The last week of my mom's life, they denied me. They threatened me with a restraining order because I was videotaping the incompetency of the care that they were giving her. This should never happen. What you say, Mr. Bernstein, about someone being in that kind of situation, I will never, ever be able to live down the echoes of my mother's voice crying out for help, okay? They poisoned her with medication. They did not manage the damage. She was diagnosed with impetigo, which I got and my daughter got too. And I had been telling them 6 and 8 months before that there was something wrong, it was something else. They kept saying that it was dermatitis from skin rash from the oxygen, okay? I want to tell you what the problem is here. We got 7 bar associations in the state of Michigan. Do you want to know what their names are? The Italian Bar Association, the Judicial Bar Association, the Jewish Bar Association. That does not sound like a legitimate branch of the government. That sounds like a mafia. You want to know what the report for the judicial complaints are? 0.03%, ma'am, for accountability. You all are the same coop. You're all a part of the same, okay? How is the same people that are a part of the same bar association supposed to hold each other accountable? You can't. You have no separation of power. So, I'm informing you and the governor that if you guys for this state does not get your crap together, a higher accountability will be coming very fast.
My main issue is the problem that the penalties are not strict enough. Just paying a fine or paying back the money that you took is just simply not enough punishment, and that's why the people are repeating, doing the same things. Our seniors need more advocacy, and I've been with elder abuse since 2008, following the laws, following what the state of Michigan is doing, and trying to help our seniors in Osceola County.